Hi, in this video, we will solve example sums in the topic of treatment of reserves, accumulated profits and losses, and fictitious assets. We will discuss both method 1 and method 2 in this video. Let's go to the first example. Example 1. X and Y were partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 2:1. Z was admitted for 1/3 share in profits. On the date of Z's admission, the balance sheet of X and Y showed general reserve of Rs 2,50,000 and a credit balance of Rs 50,000 in the profit and loss account. Pass the necessary journal entries for the treatment of these on Z's admission. So let's go ahead with the solution. Journal. Date. Particulars. LF number. Debit rupees and credit rupees. So we have a general reserve of Rs 2,50,000 and an accumulated profit. Since the P&L account has a credit balance, we know it's an accumulated profit appearing on the liability side of the balance sheet. They haven't mentioned which of the two methods which has to be used, method 1 or method 2. So in the absence of information, we will use the first method. Journal entry. General reserve account debit 2,50,000 rupees. Profit and loss account debit the profit and loss account is Rs 50,000. Totally 3 lakh rupees to be distributed between X and Y in OPSR, which in this case is 2:1. 2. X capital account and 2 Y capital account. 2 lakh against partner X and 1 lakh rupees against partner Y. Narration being reserves and profits distributed amongst partners' capital accounts in old profit sharing ratio. So this is the answer to the first example, where we are using method 1 to distribute the general reserve and the accumulated profits among the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Let's go to example 2. Example 2. A and B are partners in a firm sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 3:2. On 1st April 2019, they admit C as a partner for 1/5 share in the profits. On that date, there was a balance of Rs 1,50,000 in general reserve and a debit balance of Rs 20,000 in the profit and loss account of the firm. Pass the necessary journal entries regarding the adjustment of reserves and accumulated profit or loss. So let's go ahead with the solution. Journal, date, particulars, LF number, debit rupees and credit rupees. There is no mention about which method has to be used, so we will use the first method. There is a 1,50,000 balance in the general reserve and there is a P&L debit balance of rupees 20,000. We'll treat the general reserve separately and the accumulated loss of rupees 20,000 separately. The date of admission of C is 1st April 2019. So 1st April 2019, general reserve account debit 1,50,000 rupees to A capital account to B capital account. 1,50,000 rupees to be distributed between A and B in their old profit sharing ratio. It's 3:2 in this sum. We have 90,000 against partner A and 60,000 rupees against partner B. Narration being general reserve distributed. The next entry, same date, 1st April 2019. We need to write off the debit balance of P&L rupees 20,000 amongst A and B in OPSR. So we have A's capital account debit, B capital account debit, to profit and loss account. ₹20,000 balance of profit and loss to be written off in the OPSR, which is 3:2. We have 12,000 against A and 8,000 rupees against partner B. Narration being accumulated loss written off amongst old partners in old profit sharing ratio. So this is the answer for the second example. Again, we used the first method, but we distributed the general reserve separately, and in a separate journal entry we wrote off the P&L debit balance among the old partners in their old profit sharing ratio. Let's go to the third example. Example 3. A, B and C were partners sharing profits and losses in the ratio of 6:3:1. They take D into partnership with effect from 1st April 2019. The new profit sharing ratio between A, B, C and D will be 3:3:3:1. They also decide to record the effect of the following without affecting their book values by passing an adjustment entry. General reserve rupees 1,50,000, contingency reserve rupees 60,000, profit and loss account credit balance rupees 90,000, advertisement suspense account rupees 1,20,000. We are asked to pass the necessary journal entry through the partner's current account. So this statement that they also decide to record the effect of the following without affecting book values by passing an adjustment entry, we can understand that the entry is an adjustment entry which has to be passed through the partner's current account as per the last line. So we need to use the second method to solve this problem. Let's begin with the working notes in the second method. Now the step 1 is to ascertain the net effect. To get the net effect, we need to add rupees 1,50,000 plus 60,000 rupees, the contingency reserve, plus the 90,000 rupees accumulated profit, and we need to deduct the advertisement suspense of 1,20,000 rupees. We get a positive 1,80,000 rupees. The second step is to ascertain the gain or sacrifice of each partner. The OPSR between A, B and C is given as 6:3:1, and NPSR between A, B and C and D is given as 3:3:3:1. For partner A, let's do old share minus new share. Old share 6 divided by 10 minus the new share 3 divided by 10. We have A sacrificing 3 by 10. It's a positive figure. So for B, old share 3 by 10 minus the new share 3 by 10 again, nil. Partner B neither sacrifices nor gains. For partner C, old share 1 by 10 minus the new share 3 divided by 10, 2 divided by 10, negative figure, C gains. And since D is an incoming partner with previously no share, D also gains 1 by 10. We'll go ahead with the solution journal. Date, particulars, LF number, debit rupees and credit rupees. The date of admission of C, 1st April 2019. So we have a positive net effect of rupees 1,80,000 rupees. So we need to debit the gaining partner and credit the sacrificing partner. The gaining partners are C and D, and the sacrificing partners, partner A. And since we need to pass the adjustment journal entry through the partner's current account, I will debit C's current account, debit D's current account, debit to A's current account. Now, to get the amount which has to be debited or credited to each partner, we need to take the amount of the gain or the sacrifice and multiply it into the net effect. So in the case of A, it's 3 by 10 multiplied by 1,80,000. In the case of C, C's gain is 2 by 10 multiplied by 1,80,000. And in the case of D, 1 by 10 gain multiplied by 1,80,000 rupees. So we have against C as 36,000, against D rupees 18,000, and against A's current account rupees 54,000. Being reserves, P&L account, and advertisement suspense, adjusted through partners' current accounts. So this is the answer for the third example where we've used the second method to solve the problem. We need to ascertain the net effect. First step, ascertain the gain and sacrifice of each partner as the second step. And where there is a positive net effect, we will debit the gaining partner and credit the sacrificing partner. And where there is a negative net effect, we will debit the sacrificing partner and credit the gaining partners. And the amount to be debited or credited will be equal to the amount of the net effect multiplied by the share of gain or the share of sacrifice of each partner. So in this video, we saw example sums for treatment of reserves, accumulated profits and losses, and the fictitious assets in the case of both method 1 and method 2. In the upcoming videos, we will see the treatment of workmen's compensation reserve and also investment fluctuation reserve at the time of admission of a partner.